So the video stopped because I ran out of space in the iPad. So I mean, it was almost reach its course anyway. Just to say that what I wanted to, what maybe I'll do now is something that I haven't done. I mean, since like long ago, but it was done in the beginning. Is to search for like a culture that was created, I mean, naturally, because I don't have like a culture. I don't have. I didn't prepare a petri dishes, and to search for maybe very microscopic. I mean, microscopic. Microscopic creatures. It's probably not going to happen. I mean, and to add the mixture of the mirrors from the enriched, like from better container, which contains tremendous amount of mirrors on it, and to see how they behave like in real time. It's kind of like, I mean, the Colosseum, like Colosseum, or like Pacific Rim style. Like, I mean, so maybe people will be able to see like in real time. I mean, I don't do like how do you call it? Like, I mean, even like fast, like, I mean, time lapse. I don't do time lapse videos because I don't have the equipment for that. I use the iPhone for. I cannot hold the iPhone like too long. I mean, for an hour. Like, I mean, for you to enjoy it. I mean, if I had better apparatus, of course, I would probably make like time lapse videos. But I don't have the apparatus. I use just my iPhone, like, and hold it over the islands. So I mean, it's difficult to do time lapse videos. But maybe we don't need really time lapse. But maybe, I mean, it's enough to see also streaming of stuff like like Pacific Rims, like robots against against huge monsters under the microscope, using biological germs from a culture that was just, I mean, maybe perhaps I'll find like in this room in one of the rotten containers. It might be interesting. And the difference from now, I mean, from like I've already done there in the beginning of the study, but now I have the enriched mixtures. So I don't just use my semen or my pee. I can use the enriched mixture, which contains tremendously more neurons and larger neurons. So presumably we'll have a much more interesting Colosseum than what we've already had like in the first couple of months. Now, for that, I mean, what I need is actually life forms in the correct, I would say, size. Like, I mean, what is, I mean, optimally, we need life forms that are moving, because then it's more interesting, and like biological ones. But I mean, that again, in the scale, I mean, that would take like 1/4 or 1/10 of the screen in 64 magnification, because that's I mean, or maybe 150 is also okay. But I mean, if it's too like small, I mean, I can use the larger magnification, but it's difficult to focus. But if it's big, it's more interesting. And also, we have big neurons, and theoretically, I can use like even living worms. I mean, that are easily created. Just, I mean, using like rotten meat, or whatever from But actually, but if it's too big, I mean, it's a different kind of like, I mean, it's a different thing. I mean, because they will move on the, they might move on the, on the slide, and I specifically do not want to kill it, like I've done originally in many fly experiments during January that were groundbreaking. I don't want to kill it. I want it to be alive, and worms will just move, just get out, or maybe. I mean, it's a different kind of experiment. So that's something that I might like do, and it's actually going to be even like a new thing, because it wasn't done. I mean. Lately, when I did it, it was without the enriched mixture, and it's a totally different mixture. I mean, now we have the huge neurons, and all sorts of things, interesting thing. So maybe I'll do it also to that, maybe tomorrow, and of course, should be interesting. So that's the plan, and I hope some nation will come to their senses and understand that they need to rescue us, me and my daughters, from this Nazi hell, and they need to do it using arms and legs. And any kind of speech, certainly speech with the Israelis or the Americans, is not only redundant and will not contribute to our rescue, but only will, I mean, increase our torture and our suffering.